Hey, what's up, people? We are back. That did not start as smoothly as I hoped. But, so welcome back. And like I said, I got to do some new tutorial stuff. The old ones are a little out of date, and also they kind of sucked anyways. And basically they still suck, and this one will probably suck too. So thanks in advance for checking it out. But they do get better every time, so here we go. Let me turn off that intro music. Give people a couple of minutes to get in, and then we'll get started. Hold on. Alright, cool. So there's not going to be any musical entertainment unless you count my lovely singing voice. But like I said, time to do some new tutorials. And I think I have a new formula that's going to work. You know, I have a lot of problems editing. I don't have any editing set up. So my editor is the YouTube video editor. And they updated it recently, and it's real nice, but it locks up on me all the time. So editing's a real issue for me right now. So sorry, I'm going to have to kind of rush through things and not because I don't want to do edits as I wander off, totally off track. Alright, so actually I'm going to change my account here so that when I type things in the chat, they will appear from not the bot, because the bot answers. Anyways, I digress. If you haven't seen the bot before, it's really all about running live streams in YouTube for now, but in the future in whatever platform. It's just basically running live streams. Unattended live streams, or like you know, a performer's live stream. Like, I mean, I'm you know, like a one-man show myself. So anyways, that's me, Master Monkey. You'll see in a moment my profile picture will show up in the chat lobby, I think, in just a second. Yeah, there it is, down at the bottom. So that's me. Let that serve as my webcam, so to speak. Sorry, needed a little caffeinated courage there. So anyways, at the moment on the screen you see nothing. This is very unusual. Most of the time you will see something on the screen. But for the purposes of this demo, I've made the layout as simple as humanly possible. As simple as robotically possible. In any case, and the only thing you see is a very simple chat log on the screen. Now, we're actually in Sandbox mode right now. I'm going to introduce you at this moment to the theme command in the chat. You just type commands directly in the chat. That's how the bot works. And we might get into technical details later, or probably not. So find some other videos on the channel about that. When you do type the theme command, it'll tell you what theme it currently is set to. A theme is like an overall system, like a system-wide layout of functionality and layout. Anyways, it'll tell you what it currently is, and it says it is Sandbox right now. So it'll probably be that when you play around with it. If not, you can always type theme Sandbox. That's theme space Sandbox, and it'll change it to that one. There are some other themes to play with, but today we're going to talk about the Sandbox mode and the panel system, currently supported only in the Sandbox mode. But inevitably it's going to be extended to the entire system. So you can't tell yet, but you're actually looking at it. You're looking at the panel system right now. There, it's broken into 4 quadrants. There's an upper left and an upper right, a lower left and a lower right in equal quarters. And then there's another one called center, which takes up the whole screen. I realize this is rather abstract at the moment, but if you type panel, just type panel in chat, and it'll tell you, it's kind of a rabbit hole. All of the commands are kind of rabbit holes, so if you don't know how something works, just type the command, and it will explain how it works and kind of give you some pointers to get started. If you type panel, it'll give you some tips on that, and it says, for example, type panel list, and it'll give you a list of different types of panels. These are different types of content you can put in the quadrants or in the center position, and they're interchangeable. You can put any of them in any position or in multiple positions. It doesn't matter. So I just typed panel list, and it gave me a list of them. I won't read them all to you because they'll change over time, and the system is designed with the intent that you, as an operator of the bot or of a live stream, would customize them to your needs. And they're really simple to make, but we're not going to get into that in this video. So you've typed panel list, and you saw that there's a list of options that you can do. It also said that if you type panel and the position, it will tell you what's in that position. For instance, panel LL, it suggests. When we type that, panel space LL, it tells us what's in the lower left position. It says that panel LL is currently chat, and it gives some other tips too. And it tells you how to change it if you want to change it to something else, but I don't want to change it to something else yet. I want to see what's in the upper left panel. So I want to type panel space UL, upper left, and it'll tell me what's in there. It says panel UL is currently none. And you know, some other stuff. So again, I'm going to type panel list, panel space list, and it gives me a list of some choices that I could put in the panels. Among them include like notes, shout, B time, news, status, daytime, random, infos, diagram, P time. Let's see diagram. That sounds interesting. So I'm going to put panel space UL space diagram. Right, and you'll see that come up in the chat in a few seconds. There is a little bit of a delay. It depends, you know, I mean, we're talking about streaming, so if you know anything about streaming, then you know the delays can vary, but everything's configured to be as responsive as possible. So when you put the diagram in one of the panels, then that's what happens. You see this crazy diagram in the panel. A very loose representation of the bot architecture, so to speak. Now, I'm not sure if you noticed it, but the panels are updating. You might have noticed there was one called B time. I'm going to put that one in another panel in the lower right. Panel LR B time. Panel space LR space B time. And I am actually currently, for the purposes of this demo, avoiding the upper right quadrant because I seem to have broken that. So, but that should be fixed maybe. Maybe fixed by the time you get to it. In any case, I don't use it much, and you may see why later. Okay, so there's the B time panel. It's in the lower right-hand corner, or the LR position. A particularly bad choice, actually, because the chat lobby is covering up the seconds, so you can't see that it is, in fact, updating. But I'm going to move some things around here, and you'll see the commands to do that show up in the chat log. Panel upper left chat. Panel lower right B time. Panel panel lower left B time. Panel lower right chat. And you do not have to wait for the bot to answer your commands before you issue your next command. It still executes them in the order they were received and independently for each user. So don't worry about that. It will inevitably catch up and be up to date with you. I should hope, unless I did it wrong. What else I did? Chat. Oh no, it did what I told it to. I just told it to do something stupid. All right, which one did I want to be? Why did I make two of them chat? Panel lower right diagram is what I wanted. Okay, so there's the panels. Now, as I said, there's a center position for the panel as well. So you can say panel center. Center, not center. Panel center. And it says panel center is currently none. Great. I'm going to type panel list again to see what my options are, when in reality I know that I want to put my favorite panel there, which is a crazy GIF smasher called smash. So you say panel center, smash. Panel, space, center, space, smash. Now hopefully you're getting the idea by now. This is not really intended. This is, see, this site, this stream here is a demo site. It's a live demo site for this bot. So all of these features are open to end users, but in reality this would be restricted to admins, and you would be using this to configure your visual layouts from chat on the bus on your way home, so that you were set up for your live stream or whatever. Or you could have your assistants do it in chat, or move cameras around and stuff, whatever. Change layouts, add new contents, you get the idea. Let's see, so anyways, that's Smash. That's fun. Let's clear all this out. I'm going to introduce you briefly to a concept of scripts. There are end-user scripts where they can automate features of the bot by using the bot's own commands, and each user has their own individual script. Each user has but one script, but however the admin can of course make all kinds of scripts and then avail them all to users. There isn't a good way at the moment for you to list through them though. So for now you'll have to get them just through word of mouth and such. So anyways, you use them with the run command. Now if you type run, it will give you some, again, these are all like little rabbit holes, and they'll give you, you know, pointers as to how to get started with that command. And it tells you how to run your own script. And also points you to a pastebin document, which may be a little out of date. I'm checking it real quick. It's a little out of date, but mostly it works. Okay, so one script that I have in there, an admin script basically, is called clear. And all it does is clear out the screen and sort of reset it to a blank state. Now you can't, I can't remember if you can run commands unless you're elite, which is an additional setting in the bot we're not going to cover today. It's an admin thing. Okay, there we go. So, like completely blank slate now. Okay, so let's see, scripts. Here's how to do a script. First, actually, let me turn the chat log back on so people can see what I'm typing. Panel, lower left, LL, panel LL, chat, okay? And I'm going to put this one up here too, panel upper left status. I just like that one. Now, there's a bunch of these panels, and as I said, they're all changing all the time. And the system is designed in such a way that it's intended for admins to, you know, make their own panels. Excuse me a moment. Okay, I'm back. So let's see. Right. To again get some basic tips about your macro, just type run in chat, and it'll give you some basic info. Now to reset your macro, let's just start by resetting your script. I'm sorry, sometimes I use those terms interchangeably, macro and script. Forgive me. So type ++ in chat. Where is the chat? I need the chat. Okay, and it'll tell you that it's clearing your macro, which it is. Now, while you're writing your macro, basically, you just put a plus in front of any ordinary bot command. I think pretty much all of them work so far. And I don't know what happened to the chat. I'm going to put it up in the upper left. I think I kind of know what happened. Weird glitch. And now I have to edit this, which I told you just makes a pain in the butt for me. Okay, so where were we? That's a real train, by the way, not a sound effect. Okay, so just put a plus sign in front of any bot command, and it will be added to your macro. So, for instance, remember I set the center thing to smash, right? And I'd also set the lower right to smash. What if we went around the screen and set all of them to smash? I just thought of this right now, by the way. So I'm going to do this. I'm going to do plus, panel, upper left, smash. Okay, and then I do plus, panel, lower left, smash. And it will execute the command, by the way. So it not only adds it to your macro, but it also adds, executes it. So otherwise you wouldn't know what was happening. I tried it that way before. Then I do plus, panel, upper left, none. You get what I'm doing? Kind of like rotating it around the positions. And you don't have to put a space. I don't know, it looks better if you do. So that's why. But you don't have to. So then I do panel, lower right, smash, and plus, panel, lower left, none, and then plus, panel, lower right, upper left, smash, and then plus, panel, lower right, none, and then plus, panel, lower left, smash. You get what I'm doing here? Panel, upper left, none, and then plus, panel, lower right, smash. I don't remember if I added a limit to the size of your macros yet. Plus, panel, lower left, none, plus, panel, lower right, none. Okay, I think what we just did is I rotated I wasn't really watching the screen while I did that. Now, at this point, I need to caution you, do not type ++, okay? Don't type ++. That will reset your macro and you'll be very upset, so don't do that. You're done typing ++. That's only when you want to reset it, okay? To run it, you just type run mine, okay? So now I'm going to type run space mine, and it will run my macro. If you type run mine, it will run your macro, but you get the idea. Okay, here we go. There's a drum roll, please. And the bot responds with beta, running your macro. Now let's see if it actually does it. Crap, I should have tested this. Did I? I don't even know if I've done panel commands in the macro yet. Crap, it didn't work. I'm going to have to edit all of that out. Snap. You would think I would have tested that first, right? Alright, well, okay. Well, here's something to note. Panel commands don't work in macros yet. I have to find out why that is. Now let's reset my macro. Ugh, so anticlimactic. Okay, so, well, let's see. Aside of that, to can show you more on the macros, I really need to get you into 3D mode. So, are we done with the panel stuff? Should we move on to 3D? I guess so. Well, here we go. Well, if you're in the Sandbox mode, and you want to reset all of it to just, like, clear everything out, it will get spammy after a while with people experimenting and stuff. Just type reset. Please note that I think as the channel gets more traffic, I'm probably going to restrict this or automate it, so like it resets by itself once an hour or something. But for the moment, it's just total anarchy. Anyone can reset the Sandbox anytime they want. Okay, and that's what should happen. So let me give you an example. Yes, you're in a Minecrafty sort of style 3D sandbox. So let's get started with some like really basic stuff, just so that you can, things change on the screen, so that you can get the idea that you're in control of this thing. So type BG is like the easiest command. BG as in Barry Goldwater. I don't know where that came from. Anyways, every time you type BG, you will get a new random skybox background. Now, it's kind of hard for you to tell right now because it's a very dark background. But there's something like 50 of them in there or something, maybe more. There might be like 70 by now. And they're all, they're all cool in their own ways. This one probably looks different from a different angle. So it's like dark on the top or dark on the bottom. I don't know which direction we're looking at. Here's another one. I just typed VG again. Oh, let me put the chat up on panel, lower left chat. Okay. So every time you type BG, you'll get another random skybox background. Right? That's what BG stands for, background. So type that to your heart's content. Just type BG, BG all the time, and it'll change the background. Now, once you find one that you like, when it does change, it gives you credits, attribution for the creator of the imagery, and also the name of that background. Why would it tell you the name? Well, that's so that you can refer to it later, should you decide that you want to bring that background back in particular. So, like, I noticed that one of them was called Alps, right? So, to bring that one back, we said BG space Alps. And in truth, you don't really have to type out the whole thing. If there's only one that matches the word Alps or ALP, you could just type ALP or whatever. But that's not useful for that one. But some of them have kind of long names, so I had to give you a way to type partial names. Like there's one called Mainframe or whatever, or Portal. So I usually just type like main. Anyways, I brought you here because that you can put in a macro. So let's do plus plus to clear my macro. And then I'm going to do plus BG. And then I do plus BG. And then plus BG. It's just going to add all these to my macro. Now when I do run mine, it should change the background several times in a row. I know these scripts do work because I use them to set up like the screens for all kinds of stuff. I just some of these commands I haven't used for a while from chat. And it says it's running my macro, but is it really doing that thing? I don't know if it is. I don't know. Okay, so as I said, this is a 3D sandbox. I'm going to reset my macro again. This is a 3D sandbox, and you're like, what? I don't get it. Like, why? Well, here, I'll show you some stuff. What kind of stuff could you make in this? Like, real quickly, I'm going to put myself in the center of the screen by typing pause, space, center. So the POS command is the main command for moving yourself around in the 3D sandbox. Pardon me, you type POS and it will tell you where you are in the 3D coordinate system. It says that I am at 0, 0, 0. That is X position 0, Y position 0, and Z position 0. In a 3D world like this, that would be the center of the universe. So it is, as I suspected, I am in fact the center of the universe. And so are you. So, but to get there real quick, you just type pause, space, center, which is what I did, and that's why I'm in the center. Let me show you something real quick. I'll show you some models so you can get like why you might want to do this, okay? So, I'm going to just run right into this. SB load Skinner, okay? So you type SB space load space and the name of a 3D model made from blocks that you wish to load. And you don't know a lot of these models yet, what their names are, but there's like over 50 of them, I think. Let me check. .45. Oh, that's pretty close. So there's one of them. It's called Skinner because it looks like Principal Skinner, right? Now you can watch the commands I'm typing in chat, but I haven't introduced them yet. But if you're an advanced student, you'll pick up a lot from that. So I've just imported the Skinner model, and the Skinner model was made inside the sandbox, as are all the models that you will see here today. And in fact, that's the only method currently supported, so. All of this all of this content's been created and is being manipulated directly from the chat. So there's no back-end stuff to do at all. Okay. So I'm kind of back near the center. I've changed the background a couple of times for no good reason. I've imported a couple of models. Here's another one, actually a really good one. So all of these were made inside the sandbox using the capabilities that I'm about to show you. But don't get too excited. It'll take a little while until you're making stuff like this. But just so that you know, see that it is possible to do. That's a nice background. Okay, so let me get rid of this house because it's taking up a bunch of space. Incidentally, all of this is covered in the description for the channel, so you can always read that. It's probably easier than listening to me anyways. Okay, now we're going to make stuff proper. Alright, so type POS as in piece of Snapple, and it will tell you where you are, as I previously mentioned on the screen. It should also position your what I will henceforth refer to as your build cursor. That's your build position right there. So whatever things you're going to make or import, they will all happen right there where you are. The next command you need to know is box. You just type box, and it will give you some pointers. Again, you can really learn everything you need to know about using these commands directly from these responses in the chat. So just type a command if you don't know how it works, and it'll tell you. It says, for example, type box grass. So I'm going to type box grass. Box space grass. Incidentally, the box command also does searches. So if you just type box grass, it'll still find it anyways. And lo and behold, a box made of grass has appeared on the screen. This is actually a momentous occasion, except it has been doing this for months. It's just that people haven't caught on to it yet. But, alright, let's make some more boxes. So, say you wanted to move your build position to the east, right? So, you type pause. Actually, I'm going to move it west. Pause west. Pause space west. Also, if you like, you could type pause space W. That works just as well. Now you'll note that it has moved, the build position has moved in the direction of the red line, because the red line always points west. And now when I say box lava, another kind of box I can make, you'll see that it puts a box, lava box, just to the west of that green box, right? So that's pretty cool. You get the idea. So you could pause east, north, west, up or down. So you say up, down, up to go up and down to go down, and put whatever you want wherever you need them. Now what if I wanted to put a box to the west, but I didn't want to go pause west and then also put a box there? Well, I could do this. I could do a box, red, actually how about blue, west. And what it will do is it will, combine those two operations. So it's going to move to the west and make a box there. It doesn't do the opposite. It doesn't like make a box and then move. Let me know if you think that's how it should work instead. So at this point you might be thinking, that's cool, but I don't want to make, like, how'd you make Skinner 1 pixel at a time or whatever? That makes a pain in the butt. And it would be. So insert suspenseful music here, because of course that problem has been addressed. Yes, obviously I do not intend for you to make things one single box at a time. So let's start with how to make some boxes like going straight up in a line. What if I wanted to make like 8 boxes of lava going up, right? I could say box, space, lava, space, up, space, times 8, okay? So I put X, not times, actually it's an X. So you'll see it on the chat in a moment. So just put in X8. Also you could put X, or 8X, I think, if you like. I don't know, either way is fine. I have one user who puts it the other way, so I was like, fine, we'll take both ways. So as you see, the bot has inserted in the 3D scene 8 boxes made of lava, 7 made of rotten eggs, 6 made of dog poo-poo. Okay, so this channel is not for kids, by the way. However, I didn't say that doesn't mean it's not juvenile. It often is. I have a very corny sense of humor. Okay, so warning about that. Okay, so you got that. Now you're like, well, that's cool, but what if I needed to move multiple directions? Could I combine them? Yes, you could. Let's make a row of boxes going to the north. Wait, what should they be made of? Green. They should be green boxes, and they'll be going to the north, and they'll be going down, and they'll be going east. And I want 9 of them. So box, green, north, down, east, times 9. So I sorry to say that for the moment, the order of the syntax is important, but I am working on parsing more options. I don't want to add full-on NLP. This is really not the proper application for that. But, okay, so there you go. So the basic format you see is box, and then what kind of box you want, and then any direction if you want that. And then if you want that repeated, then you do the X or whatever. I believe for the moment this is fairly logical and fits most use cases. Okay, so there we go. There's a row of green boxes. Now you might be like, how do I know what I can make? Great. Next command is textures. So type textures. I think that's the command. In the chat, yes, and it will display them on the screen. I realize that rewind is no longer enabled in the stream. This is because you will get a better response time if you do not have rewind enabled. The chat will respond faster. The video, there'll be less lag. However, you can stop. You can press. Sorry about the noise. You can press the stop button and observe them at length. So on the screen, you're seeing the currently available textures, and I'm not going to read them off because, they're going to change all the time. And as I said, it's all meant to be customized by you, the site owner. Again, this is not really about users of this stream, because this stream is the demo site for this bot. This is really all about you, the admin of a live stream or an automated stream that maybe like plays lo-fi music or classical music or whatever, and you want to add of all kinds of crazy audience interaction, as well as remote administration and remote layout and things like that. Okay, so there's a bunch of them on there. You'll have seen like just a few of my favorites, for instance. Let's play with some of them. This is my reward. I get to play around with my own thing now. This is the fun part. So pay box up box. Oops, I did it in the wrong order myself. Box glass up times 9. You can only go up to 9 unless you are elite. So even though I am, of course, elite on my own channel, I don't want to show off things that other people can't do yet. So what are my favorites anyways? I like lava. Oh, if you want, you can also make boxes made out of your own profile picture. I forgot about that. Yeah. Do box me instead. So box, and as the color or texture, you're going to use me, the word me, M-E. Box space M-E space, and I'm going to go east and down times 9. And it'll make a bunch of boxes that use your profile picture. So a very trolly feature which you'd be surprised that I include, but I'm totally into audience chaos. I like it that way. So just do whatever you want in here. You're not going to get in trouble, I promise. Just play around and like go crazy. Make whatever you want.